At Chipotle, we also have a playlist. Guacamole as it's being hand-mashed. The sizzle of adobo chicken on the grill. The chopping of onions and cilantro. We call our playlist Real. Order now. Chipotle. For real.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Buying a car shouldn't eat up your week. That's why Carvana made it convenient. Car buying that fits around your life, not the other way around. You can get pre-qualified for an auto loan in just a couple of minutes and browse thousands of quality car options, all within your terms, all online, all on your schedule. Turn car buying into a few clicks and not a full week's endeavor. Finance and buy your car at your convenience on Carvana. Financing subject to credit approval. Additional terms and conditions may apply.
This episode is brought to you by Dogfish Head Craft Brewery. The Grateful Dead and Dogfish Head have gotten the band back together with the release of Grateful Dead Juicy Pale Ale, a light-bodied pale ale brewed with sustainable Kernza grains, granola, and heaps of good karma for a refreshing brew that's music to your taste buds. Available nationwide. Visit dogfish.com to find Grateful Dead Juicy Pale Ale in your neck of the woods. Dogfish Head Craft Brewery is located in Milton, Delaware. Please drink responsibly.
Get your mother-loving ears on because your big-time radio DJ's got news. PayPal lets you choose how you want to pay for all the stuff. With PayPal, I can pay in-store, pay online, or pay over time. What's that? You want this translated into song? I hope you're sitting down. You can pay your own way. You keep those ears on, you hear? Don't just pay, baby. PayPal.
Learn more at paypal.com.
No matter how you travel, it's good to have a plan. Some people plan every minute. No sleep, bus, museum, another museum. While others only plan to take it day by day. When it comes to your finances, a plan is just as important. You can count on Credit Karma to give you the insights you need to understand your options, so you can take charge of your financial path and find your way to money. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on. Download the app today.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Polestar. There's only one true way to experience the all-electric luxury SUV Polestar 3, and that's to take a test drive. It can go from 0 to 60 in as little as 4.8 seconds with the dynamic handling of a sports car. But to truly understand how it commands the road, you need to be behind the wheel. Up to 350 miles of range, the 3D surround sound system by Bowers & Wilkins. It's all something you have to experience to believe. So book your test drive for Polestar 3 today at Polestar.com.
If you went on a road trip and you didn't stop for a Big Mac or drop a crispy fry between the car seats or use your McDonald's bag as a placemat, then that wasn't a road trip. It was just a really long drive. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At participating McDonald's. Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Abstract. Trusting employees to deliver results in times of change explores the research foundation showing that building trust is key to empowering high performance, especially during periods of organizational change and uncertainty. Drawing from literature in psychology, management, and organizational behavior. The article discusses factors that contribute to developing organizational trust, with a focus on the pivotal role of managers as trust anchors. Practical strategies are provided for fostering trust through transparent communication, participative decision-making, skill development support, and empowering teams with autonomy. The article also shares examples from the retail banking and technology industries to illustrate how trust-based approaches aided successful navigations of major transformations. The conclusion reinforces that trusting employees to problem solve enables engagement and results, even amid disruption. As organizations face increasing disruption and complexity, leadership styles are evolving. Yet many managers remain focused on results above all else, struggling to trust that employees can rise to new challenges without close oversight. However, research shows that fostering trust is key to empowering high performance, especially during times of change and uncertainty. Today, we will explore the research foundation for building organizational trust and shares practical strategies for developing a culture where employees feel supported to deliver quality outcomes. Understanding organizational trust is difficult to define but easy to recognize when present or absent in a workplace. Simply, trust involves the willingness to be vulnerable to another party based on the confidence that the other party is benevolent, honest, open, reliable, and competent. Mishra, 1996, p. 265. At the organizational level, trust involves trusting not just individuals but systems and structures. Fulmer and Gelfand, 2012. Research shows that high-trust organizations see greater loyalty, commitment, innovation, and productivity from employees compared to low-trust environments. Costa et al. 2018. Building organizational trust. Several factors contribute to building organizational trust. Communication is key. Frequent, transparent sharing of information helps employees understand priorities and challenges. Gillespie and Dietz, 2009. This allows them autonomy and empowerment rather than micromanagement. Participative decision-making that allows employee input in areas that affect their work also fosters psychological safety and competence. Dirks and Ferrin, 2002. Fair treatment, equitable policies, and consistent follow-through on commitments further builds reliability and benevolence. Van Dyne and Pierce, 2004. Managers as trust anchors. Managers play a pivotal trust-building role, leading with integrity, compassion, and competence through personal interactions establishes them as trust anchors. Gillespie, 2003. This involves being approachable, actively listening, clarifying expectations, acknowledging mistakes, and giving recognition and praise for quality work. Supporting employee development through feedback, mentoring, and training reinforces benevolence and competence. Assuring workers they have the skills needed for tasks. Dirks and Skarlicki, 2009. Empowering employees with autonomy, resources, and freedom to contribute ideas allows trust to spread laterally between co-workers as well. Costa et al. 2017. Industry example. Retail banking. One industry facing transformational change is retail banking. New digital technologies have disrupted operations, customer channels, and work paradigms. Many banks focused on sales metrics above all else risked losing employee engagement and trust. Mishra et al. 2014. However, some leading banks implemented culture changes focused on frontline employees that improved outcomes. For example, one major U.S. bank rolled out a multi-year initiative emphasizing empowerment, transparency, recognition, and coaching feedback for tellers and customer service representatives, CSRs. Branch managers led listening tours to better understand staff experiences and needs. Performance was redefined around quality of customer interactions and problem-solving rather than transactions alone. New digital tools allowed greater autonomy over customer issues. Employee surveys showed trust and engagement increased markedly as workers felt supported to provide excellent service through changes. Chadbourne and Bottier, 2018. Customer satisfaction and retention metrics also improved. The bank's trust-centered approach proved effective in its digital shift. Empowering teams through change. Times of organizational change test existing levels of trust as comfort zones shift. Leaders then have a choice, either tighten controls and micromanage, risking disengagement, or empower teams through transparency and support. Research shows the latter approach allows groups to rise to new challenges through their intrinsic motivation and competence. Costa et al. 2018. Practical steps leaders can take include communicating openly about strategic priorities, challenges and rationale for changes with regular check-ins, engaging employee ideation through brainstorming sessions to provide input into change processes, providing training, resources and mentorship on new skills required through the transition, giving autonomy over tasks where possible with backing to problem-solve barriers, acknowledging stress, frustration of change with empathy, and reiterating commitment to support staff, sharing ownership of goals through collaborative goal setting versus mandated targets, recognizing accomplishments and milestones publicly to reinforce effort through uncertainty. Industry example: technology company. One technology firm navigated an acquisition that merged two separate departments through trust building. Fulmer and Ostroff. 2017. Leadership hosted future forums to outline strategic aims, clarify roles, and solicit feedback on integration challenges. Cross-functional teams prototyped new workflow processes with leeway on specific solutions. Managers coached staff through ambiguity with frequent check-ins on well-being. Peer support networks formed and an internal recognition program incentivized collaboration over competition. Post-merger surveys found high levels of trust in leaders and commitment to new goals as employees felt ownership over navigating change jointly with management support. Productivity and innovation measures surpassed projections. The empowering approach to transition aided the company well. Conclusion: as volatility becomes the norm, trust between leaders and employees will define organizational success. Yet trusting workers requires relinquishing some control, which does not come naturally to all managers. Research provides a foundation for developing trust through integrity, competence, care, and autonomy support. Leaders who commit to clear communication, participative processes, skill building, and empowering problem-solving see engagement and performance thrive even amid disruption. While the short-term path may seem to demand tight directives over empowerment, studies consistently show that developing a high-trust culture pays off most significantly in times of change and uncertainty. When employees feel trusted to handle challenges, they rise to fulfill that confidence.